Hey guys, so I'm back. I just filmed my video where I talked about changing my channel name. I've gone from a personal account over to a branded channel name, branded channel. So you might notice that change. Welcome to Around Michael's Barn. I'm real creative there. What I was going to talk about, I was sort of thinking about what my Friday video could be. And you see I'm sitting in a chair finishing projects and also rainy day projects. So the other day it was raining again. I've talked a lot about the rain that we've had, and I just couldn't get out in the garden and work. So I was thinking, boy, I could go buy some lumber. I could work on a project. Well, then it hit me, and I could sort of hear my wife's voice talking to telling me that I never finished a project, and that's right. So this chair that I'm sitting in, and this one over here, was a project that I started back last fall. I cut all the pieces for this chair from an Anna White plan. I cut them. I had painted all but one side, and then they just sat out here on my workbench since last fall. They've just been sitting there. So I said, I got to finish those chairs. So I got out here in the barn about a week ago, and I finished the chairs. I didn't video any of it, but I finished the chairs. So now they're done. Now I can sit them out here when I'm coming in from the garden and want to cool off for a minute. I sit in my chairs. They're fairly comfortable. Nothing fancy. When I do a woodworking project, I'm not doing super fancy finish work here. But these chairs are very functional. I'm going to keep them under the barn here. I'm in the lean-to kennel side of the barn. You'll hear me talk about it. And I'm just going to keep them under here. I want to work on this side of the barn eventually. There's a lot of projects I've got on my list, and a lot of those revolve around this side of the barn. I want to make this sort of a hangout space. We already sort of hang out over here, but I want to make it better. And so I'm going to be working on that, and I'll bring y'all along. And so that was one of the projects that was a project that I finished. Now, with all of this coronavirus mess and isolation or whatever social distancing stuff, I've really struggled with finding things to keep the kids busy, and especially because it's raining and it's raining and it's raining. It's too wet to get out in the yard. The state park campgrounds are closed. You can't go do that. I could go do some, backwoods, off-road camping, that type of stuff. I could do that, but that wouldn't be comfortable for my wife and the kids. That's just not what, especially my wife, that's not what she likes to do. So that's not really an option for us. So I've been trying to find projects that we can do out here in the barn. One of which, the other day, it was raining again, and me and the kids, we come out here. I've tried to, as much as I can, get the kids out of the house and allow my wife to have a little bit of time to work on projects or things that she needs to do up at the house when I'm here to help. So we come out here, and we built these birdhouses. I gotta attach the roof. So we built some bluebird birdhouses. I gotta get that, gotta get a little hinge for that roof, put that on there, and get those hung up out in the yard, hopefully this weekend, so that if we do have some bluebirds looking for a place to nest, maybe they'll pick our houses, right? So that was one project we did out here. Another one, I showed y'all my chicks, and I'm walking over here in the kennel now. And I've got all my seed starting stuff over here, my lights. I've got most of my seed starts set out. I've got a few peppers I've not planted. I've got some lettuce and stuff here. I planted probably about all of that I'm going to plant. I just don't have the space right now that I want to plant that in. But so that's my seed start. But another project that me and the kids worked on that same day we did the birdhouses was I built a new brooder for the chicks. This is nothing fancy, all right? I thought about it, I'd had years ago, I built a big wooden box brooder, and it was really nice. It was really large, had plenty of room for the chicks. I had a watering system built into it. I mean, it was really nice. But I lost a whole batch of chicks, and a friend of mine that was much more experienced with chickens than I was at the time told me that, you need to clean your brooder. So I cleaned my brooder, but then it happened again. And so I felt like that maybe that plywood was just harder to keep clean. And so I thought about doing something along those lines of another wood brooder, but I just went to Walmart and I bought a big plastic tote like this one here, this clear plastic tote, and I cut a hole in the top. I cut some hole in this side, and then over there on the other side, I just drilled some big holes with a paddle bit, and then I screwed hardware cloth around everything, around all the holes to keep them in, and also keep critters out. So the last set of chicks that we had, I had them in that dog crate over there that I showed you earlier, and I come out here, or my daughter come out here to check on the chicks, and she said, "There's a snake." And so I come running out here, and there was actually a cottonmouth was trying to get into the crate. So so anyway, I wanted to make sure I had something that was very secure for them. These chicks were getting flighty on me. They were trying to fly out of that little tote that I had in there that didn't have a lid. So I knew I needed to get something quick to keep them inside of here. So that's what I've done. So just another little project. I've got a few clips from building this thing, not much, but it is working really well. And so you can see here, I just got this is a rabbit water bottle, and I've used these for years now for my chicks, and it works really, really well. Using one of these, let me see, using one of these waters, you're just asking for a massive mess constantly. You cannot keep clean water for them. These chicks are always getting it dirty. I just have trouble with it. Some I know that they like it. It does not work for me. I had them on that thing for about a week until I got all this set up, fixed up for them, and I brought another rabbit water bottle and put it in here, and they're doing great with it. They're drank about half of it today, so it'll be good for them one more day, and I'll have to fill it up again tomorrow. But I just got the standard feeder in there for them, and it works fine for food, but that water just makes a massive mess. So anyway, just projects around the barn that we've been working on, I wanted to give you a little update on. I really appreciate y'all watching this one. I hope you'll join me on this journey. This is, like I said, everything I do is an experiment. When I do a video, weigh it for what's going to work for you. I'm just trying things. I love trying things. That's what I do. That's what I do for my job. That's what I do out here on the place, is I like to try things, see what works, see what doesn't, and then I adapt from there. And so anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you'll leave me a comment, let me know you's here. Please subscribe to the channel. Again, it's Around Michael's Barn, the channel name. Subscribe and leave me a comment, let me know that you's here, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Good night.